What is up, everybody? Sebastian here from Crypto News, and today I'm bringing you the latest action happening in the crypto space today. A few days back, we witnessed the world's first Bitcoin Futures ETF launched in the United States by ProShares. Well, another one just went live today on the NASDAQ, and Valkyrie is behind it. The company announced that they received SEC approval to launch their Bitcoin ETF, making them the second Bitcoin ETF in the USA. Now, would it break the record set by its predecessor? Let's keep our fingers crossed. Also, retail giant Walmart just set up 200 Bitcoin ATMs across the United States, giving users the opportunity to buy crypto from these kiosks. This is a big move from Walmart and will help fast-track crypto adoption in the United States. In other news, PayPal has recorded its largest Bitcoin transaction volume since its crash in May. It appears the tech giant is another beneficiary from Bitcoin's parabolic price action, processing over $140 million in Bitcoin trading volume the same day that BTC set its all-time high. As always, I'm doing what I do best, which is to bring fascinating new updates to your doorstep, or should I say to YouTube's doorstep. Stay tuned as I unpack what I have in stock for you in this video. And before we get into it, I am giving away a free Ledger Nano hardware wallet if you just leave me a comment below of this video. So if you like this content or have anything related to say about cryptocurrency, then leave me a comment below and you'll now have a chance to win a Ledger Nano hardware wallet. Valkyrie Bitcoin Futures ETF BTF goes live on NASDAQ. Digital asset manager Valkyrie has announced the launch of its Bitcoin Futures ETF following approval from the SEC. Valkyrie is launching the second Bitcoin Futures exchange traded fund in the US, the company announced on Friday. You can find the Bitcoin Strategy ETF by Valkyrie under ticker BTF. Futures contracts are financial products that derive value from the underlying reference asset. The approval of ETFs based on CME Bitcoin Futures is a positive development for the broader Bitcoin ecosystem and a reflection of the strong growth and client demand for exposure to Bitcoin. According to McCourt, the introduction of Bitcoin Futures ETFs marks an important milestone for crypto derivatives and will be highly complementary to futures, creating new opportunities for a broad array of institutional and retail investors. More Bitcoin Futures ETFs are coming. Nashville-based Valkyrie has become the third investment firm to receive corresponding approval from the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) after ProShares and VanEck. ProShares was the first to launch a Bitcoin Futures ETF on the New York Stock Exchange earlier this week and did it with success. ProShares Bitcoin Strategy ETF traded $280 million worth of shares in a matter of just 20 minutes. By the end of the trading day on October 19th, nearly $1 billion had been traded. Hot on ProShares' heels is VanEck's Bitcoin Strategy ETF, which will go live on the New York Stock Exchange next week. VanEck's product will be the same type of ETF, one that gives investors exposure to the world's leading cryptocurrency by allowing them to trade shares that represent contracts betting on the future of the price of Bitcoin. And like I said before, Bitcoin ETFs are only just getting started. We're going to start seeing Bitcoin ETFs coming in droves simply because now that the SEC has approved the very first one, it literally opened up the gate for everyone to follow in those footsteps. That means we're going to start seeing a flood of retail cash, not only from the average retail investor, but from institutional investors now that they have more diversity in the types of products that they can offer their clients legally approved by the SEC. We're going to start seeing ETF tickers for Bitcoin coming in like pimples on a hot day. I mean, we're going to start seeing these Bitcoin ETFs flood in the matter of months. So since we haven't been here before, who knows where the Bitcoin ETFs are going to take the price of Bitcoin now that institutional investors have easy access to the asset. Even if it's just a derivative, they're now aware of investing in Bitcoin. Now, if we look at the charts for Bitcoin, you can see that there has been some sell-off in the past 24 hours, which is going to be normal, which in my opinion is completely normal and healthy for Bitcoin because you're always going to see some sort of correction anytime a cryptocurrency hits an all-time high. It's natural because now Bitcoin needs to find a new median price floor, which will then lay the groundwork for another bull cycle coming in. And so when I look at this, I can clearly see that there has been some sell-off. It's still above the 60,000 price point, which is very important. And I think just from a psychological point of view, if Bitcoin can continue to hold above the 60,000 price point for, let's say, at least a week, then we're going to start to see more positive price action, because people are going to start to see, okay, this can be the potential next floor for Bitcoin. Right now, there is going to be some hardcore volatility simply because Bitcoin rose so quickly following this Bitcoin ETF news. And so what we're going to see here is we're going to start to see where it's going to stabilize. So I'm going to keep a close eye to see where Bitcoin begins to stabilize before we can confidently say this will be the new Bitcoin price floor. So it's going to be important to keep an eye on this, but I am watching to see if it doesn't break below 60,000. From a psychological point of view, that's very important for BTC. You can now buy Bitcoin at 200 Walmart locations. Coinstar ATM kiosks at select locations will allow customers to purchase Bitcoin. US retail giant Walmart will allow customers to purchase Bitcoin BTC via ATM kiosk at over 200 locations. The firm has earlier expressed its interest in the burgeoning of crypto space and looks to include digital currencies as part of its everyday operations. An August job listing even stated the company was seeking workers to help develop the digital currency strategy and product roadmap, while identifying crypto-related investment and partnerships. I mean, if that's not some of the most bullish news I've heard about Bitcoin in the past week, I have no idea what is. So you're starting to see this insane amount of momentum behind BTC. First, you have SEC approving Bitcoin ETFs. Now you have one of the largest retail giants in the world now approving Bitcoin as a potential payment processing unit. Now you have Walmart, the retail giant, allowing people to purchase Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies at 200 locations at a simple ATM kiosk. I mean, that's extremely bullish news, and who knows what Walmart begins to do in the future. I mean, can you imagine if Walmart even allows customers to pay for products in Bitcoin or some sort of a stable coin? That's just speculation for now, but it seems that Walmart is keeping a close eye on digital currencies, and they seem very, very interested right now on the development of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies at whole. Walmart expands Bitcoin access to more people, though, and gives it further legitimacy among skeptics should they roll it out beyond an initial pilot. Walmart is testing the service weeks after a high-profile hoax in which a fake press release said the retailer would start letting customers pay with Litecoin. That announcement was quickly found out to be false, but it hasn't stopped Walmart from shying away from this pilot. So what's also really important to me about this Walmart Bitcoin story is that they're also laying out sort of like a blueprint for others to follow in their footsteps. So if other retailers can see that one of the largest retail companies in the world, Walmart, is now offering Bitcoin at over 200 locations where people can simply buy Bitcoin at a kiosks, I mean, that just shows more legitimacy for Bitcoin, and I think it's also going to have other retailers soon following in their footsteps. PayPal logs its largest Bitcoin volume since May's BTC price crash. The world's leading payment services provider processed $145 million worth of Bitcoin trades on the day BTC rallied to its record high of 67,000. The latest spike in volumes came out to be the highest since May 19th's Bitcoin's price crash, from around 43,500 to as low as 30,000. On the day, some 340 million worth of BTC changed hands, almost double the volumes logged on October 20th. Nonetheless, in both instances, it was unclear if the volumes were due to the increase in purchasing during the Bitcoin price rally or sell-offs near the newly achieved highs. Whatever may be the reason, the PayPal readings reflected a rise in retail activity on October 20th, further attested to by a spike in internet queries for the keyword Bitcoin. Notably, PayPal allows users to start investing in Bitcoin by putting as little as $1. As a result, the payment service firm has emerged as a viable platform for retail investors, a move seen by the industry as a cue for wider crypto adoption. As a result, the payment service firm has emerged as a viable platform for retail investors, a move seen by the industry as a cue for wider crypto adoption. So is a retail boom coming now? First you have Venmo, then you have PayPal, then you have Visa also integrating with cryptocurrency. I mean, we're really starting to see cryptocurrency at the fingertips of the retail investor, and it's never been easier for the retail investor to begin investing in Bitcoin. I mean, they can invest in Bitcoin with as little as $1 on PayPal right now if they wanted to. Interestingly, since PayPal's push into the crypto sector, the sum count of unique addresses holding at least $1 of BTC has surged from 26.83 million on November 20th of last year to 33.89 million at press time. Now that's a huge yearly spike in active addresses holding at least $1 in BTC. Alexander Vasiliev, who's one of the co-founders of a leading crypto payment service, saw PayPal's 4G into the crypto industry as a sign of a retail boom. He expected Bitcoin to end the fourth and final quarter of 2021 in profits as everyday traders look for safety nets against the persistently rising inflation. He goes on to say that the increased buying pressure from PayPal users and its corresponding impact on the price of Bitcoin may stir a notable upshoot this fourth quarter and as the year runs to an end. The company has millions of customers, and a massive buy-up of BTC can effectively push Bitcoin to new highs. With the all-time high at 67K, we may see a worst-case price hit of $80,000 by year-end and best-case scenario of $100,000 per BTC. So who knows, a retail boom may be starting to ignite, with people who are already predicting that Bitcoin could potentially hit 100K by the end of this quarter. So that's only a couple months, folks. So if these Bitcoin predictions pan out to be true, there's going to be a lot of rich people, and we're going to see one of the greatest wealth transfers in the history of the human race. So if this price point pans out to be true, that's going to make a lot of Bitcoin holders extremely happy, because he does have a point. With inflation rising, Bitcoin is looking like a safe haven for not only rich people, but if the everyday investor can just put their cash in an asset and have it appreciate over time, which is what investing is one-on-one, then it could potentially look like a perfect safe haven just for the average investor, simply because Bitcoin is taking headlines by storm and inflation is rising. New proposal aims to raise BNB value by burning BSC fees. The new BIP might decrease the total amount of BNB that validators and delegators obtain from staking. Amid the ongoing rally of Binance's native token, Binance Coin, the developers of Binance Smart Chain have proposed more measures to maintain the token's deflationary model and improve its intrinsic value. According to a new Binance Evolution protocol, BIP 95, BSC developers are considering introducing a real-time burning mechanism for a portion of gas fees to reduce BNB supply and drive BNB value higher by increasing the demand. According to the BIP, BNB holders will decide how to dispatch the BSC gas reward. Releasing the proposal on Friday, BSC developers noted that the new BIP might decrease the total amount of BNB that validators and delegators obtain from staking. The burning mechanism will be enabled by introducing governable parameters for two system smart contracts for collecting gas fees. Created by Binance in 2017, BNB is a deflationary token by design, meaning that Binance burns a percentage of the BNB supply every 3 months to maintain the token's value. Binance will stop burning BNB once 50% of the initial supply has been burnt and only 100 million BNB remain. The latest BNB token burn took place last Monday, with Binance burning $640 million worth of BNB in its 17th quarterly burn. The proposal comes amid BNB seeing a major rally recently, with the token breaking above $500 on Wednesday. At the time of writing, BNB is the third largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization after Bitcoin and Ethereum. The token is trading at 495, up over 44% over the past 30 days. Now, BNB's all-time high was recorded in May of 2021, with the token surging to as high as 686, according to CoinGecko. So if you ask me, that's really bullish news for Binance Coin, because the developers are actively looking to continue to push value for the BNB token by adding more deflationary measures for the token overall. Now, Binance must be doing something right, since they are the third largest cryptocurrency by market cap in the entire world. So with them continuing to push deflationary measures on the token, this can really push BNB to new all-time highs, not only in the near term, but also sustain its long-term value as more and more users begin using BNB. This will be a crucial step for BNB to maintain its value while continuing to push to new all-time highs. So I'm extremely excited to see how this turns out for Binance. But from an investment point of view, all signs are looking green right now for the long term and for the longevity of the Binance Coin BNB project. I mean, wow, there's just so much action happening right now in the cryptocurrency space, with Walmart adding 200 ATMs that can process Bitcoin at kiosks. I mean, you're starting to see the momentum across the world really start to pick up. And now it's only a matter of time before more and more Bitcoin ETFs also begin launching themselves. Thank you so much for joining me on Crypto News, where you get the latest crypto happenings in the crypto space. You will always be in the know if you subscribe to this channel and turn on your notification bells. That way you never miss an exciting new crypto news update. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you all on tomorrow's video.